Hey guys, what's up? It's Quentin Drew here. So here's a coin store video from about last week, right around last Sunday. Today's the first, no, not the first. It's the first month, January the 27th of 2015. I apologize, my voice sounds a little weird. It's going to sound a little bit weird probably for the next couple weeks because I'm getting a cold or something, and my voice is, I don't know, might be getting deeper. I'm not sure. It's just still, you know, pretty deep, and according to some of my friends, my mom, they've been noticing it even more. But here's a bunch of coin store finds. I think I paid like $3 for this. I got a really good deal on it all. The whole purchase was supposed to be right around $5, but he put it down to 3 because the guy who's always there will say Mr. K. We'll call him Mr. K from now on. Mr. K, or Mr. C, whichever one, Mr. C, Mr. K, say Mr. K, he had a bunch of wheat penny bags out on the table, a bunch of assorted 1909 to 1958 wheat penny bags, 500 cents in each bag, or I don't know, yeah, it was 500 in each bag for like $25 or something like that. I'm not sure, I forgot. Completely pretty much unsearched. There was a lot of memorials I'd noticed in the bags, and he said, oh, there's still memorials in there. Apparently they bought a bunch of wheat pennies and their guy had a bunch of memorials in there, so he let me go through the bags, pull out every single memorial and Canadian cent that didn't belong in there. I found quite a bit of nice coins, like a lot of pennies here that I need for just fillers and extra stuff like that. And he gave me a discount because it took me like 45 minutes to go through, like, you know, 5 or 7 bags or so that they had on the counter. So I did them a nice deed, so that was nice. So I picked up 2 foreign coins, 2 silvers, which was pretty awesome, an Indian, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wheat pennies, so not bad at all. So the first coin I'd like to start off with was foreign coin bin finds. It's a 1/2 penny, 1927, from the Commonwealth of Australia. Pretty much like Australia's form of the large cent. It's pretty much the same size as the Canadian large cents, but you know, it has George the Fifth on it too. The only reason I picked this up is because I don't have one. I don't think it's worth much more than a couple bucks, but hey, for 25 cents, you can't go wrong with that. And that pretty much was free in the end. We'll save this one for last because this one ended up being the best find. I'll show the Indian hair. This is part of that collection of all those Indians I found, if you guys remember a couple episodes back, or I think it was probably the last episode back. This is an 1899 Indian. I think it's 1899, is it? Yeah, 1899. I think it has full Liberty on it. Pretty sure that's pretty much full Liberty. So for $1, that was definitely a good pickup for $1. Can't say it did, you know, bad or anything on that one. And I think that's my first 1899 Indian in my collection. I could be wrong with that one, but you know, it's kind of been cleaned a little bit, just like all the other ones. But I'm probably just gonna pop this one in my book because nice addition. It's about a $5 or $10 coin, I think. I'm not sure how much a XF to AU Indian and about, you know, with the full Liberty would go for it. But look at that rim, nice big thick rim. It's pretty awesome there. We'll go over to the wheat cents. Like I said, paid 5 cents per wheat. They were pretty much free in the end though. So 1928S is this date. I pretty much got these 2 foreign coins, the silver dime and the wheat pennies, basically for free. Whoops, let's hit the camera. Give or take. So here's 28S wheat cent. I'm not sure. It's kind of rough. Yeah, it's going to be the largest variety. We'll only have to assume that it would be. So kind of rough, but going in my book for a filler, so not bad. There's 1930. Really nice details in this one. A couple of $1 coin at least. 1930. I'd say that's probably like a VF35 XF40. The VF to XF range. I don't think it would quite make an AU, but it's up there. And for 5 cents, can't go wrong with that. Yeah, probably like a VF35 or something like that. Very nice condition though. Just a couple of small I don't even know. Small microscopic rim ding on there. Just noticed that when I like over my eye. Here's a little bit more of a common date, but I needed it. It's 29S. This is going to replace the one in my second main book from 1909 to 1940. I have the one Dansko album of 1909 to present, Lincoln Sense, and then I have, or 1909 to 2009, I think it is, I'm not sure. And then I have a Whitman album of 1909 to 1940, and then I have this album here, which is pretty rough. But I'm working on this one again. Just going through this one. I'm almost done with. Well, I'm almost halfway with this book, so that's why I'm picking up some of these dates. But this one's for my second 1909 to 1940 book, not that one. My second book, my Whitman one that's in nicer shape. I think I've shown it in the past. I'm just going to go replace the one that my dad actually gave me, one of these 29S's that was in his collection. He collected wheat pennies just out of his change as a kid and stuff. Saved every single wheat penny I think he had, and there's a 29S in there, and it was a little bit damaged. Looks like someone tried cutting it with something, and yeah, that's been my book for, you know, roughly 10 years. There's a 1909. I was pretty happy with this one. Not an S or SVDB or 09 VDB, but still an 09. Not a bad coin. And for 5 cents, can't go wrong with this one. You know, the Mr. K actually ended up picking up. He saw that I put some coins together, and when I pulled them out of the bag, I had to replace them with one wheat penny, because I took out a couple of memorials out of one bag, and I had to grab from the other wheat penny bin and add to the bag, and, you know, exchange stuff. And I picked up this one I wanted, and he saw it was a 1909, and he's like, it's not in that good shape, I'll give it to you for a nickel. And I thought that was kind of funny, because that's like the only coin he's ever said anything about. I found 09 VDBs in the past that are, you know, $10, $15, $20 coins in there, 22 week Ds, and all kinds of stuff that's, you know, worth more than, you know, this thing, obviously. And I found countless 09s, but whenever I see an 09 playing in there, I always pick it up, because I know some of you guys need it, and they're always good for filler, for, you know, if I want to make a roll of them or something, or someone needs them. So I have a lot of 09s. I have a couple of them, 3 or 4 of them. Probably right around 3, actually, 3 or 4 of them for trade. The funny thing is, I think the reason why he picked that one up, and, you know, maybe he saw the date 1909, is because they lost track. I had mentioned all these Indian head cents here came out of a huge collection of books that they bought. Well, out of the collection of books they bought was a couple penny books, 1909 to 1940 books, that were pretty much complete. One book was completely complete. That's kind of funny to say. Everything but the 22 plain was in there, obviously, and that's an expensive coin. Everything was in there. 09 SVDB, you know, 14D. There was a 31S, 24D, 26S, etc. 13S, 12S, 11S, 10S, you know, 09S, etc. But apparently the owner had taken the 09 SVDB out, and yeah, you know, it's still a $700 or $800 coin, because it's about a VF detail. It's been cleaned a little bit, but, you know, I actually physically held that coin. Apparently what the owner did was he took it out of the book, and then he put it in a 2x2 or something, and I guess he put it like back right into the book, but he didn't, like, you know, push in a spot. He just like let it kind of like, you know, chill out there, you know, and close the book and let it kind of, you know, sit there. And I guess his wife was there, because there's usually husband and wife. The husband does with the coins and, you know, buys and stuff, and the wife sells stuff on eBay and whatnot, and, you know, sells jewelry. So she said not to, and according to Mr. K, she said not to put it in the book, and he did it anyways. That, you know, she said that he would lose it. Well, little did he know, a couple days later, it wasn't in the book. So apparently now they're missing a 1909 SVDB. So I guess that's part of the reason why he wanted me to go through this stuff. So very weird story, and very, I wouldn't necessarily say well, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a sad story, but kind of unfortunate, I guess. But hey, they only paid like $1 for that coin, so, you know, whatever. It kind of averages out, give or take. Here's 1934, probably about a VF. Another strong coin, kind of comparable to 1930. This one right here is a 38D. A little bit of lamination issues right there. Very interesting on that one. It's like kind of like, you know, chipping off a little bit. Quite weird. But that's just going in a filler book, even though it's a pretty nice coin. It's at least an XF or AU. I'd probably say XF45 AU. And then probably the best wheat is this 1920 here. It's getting dark outside, so if you guys can see that. 1920. You guys tell me what you think about this grade. It's a little bit of, I think that's a, is that a nick? Yeah, a little bit of a couple nicks down there, but nothing major. 1920, look at that condition. At least an AU. Tell me what you think that would catalog for. I was thinking maybe like $5 or $7. In that range. At least an AU, I assume. Beautiful detail, big, nice, thick rim. Barely was in circulation for that long. Very beautiful coin. I was happy to pick that one out. So that's the second 1920 I pulled out that was in about AU condition. The last one I put in a 2x2. So I picked up two silvers. I know JD, you probably like this one here. Let's see if the light goes on. So I know JD likes his Mercs. Picked this up, 1943 Merc. I already have a 43 Merc, and with this mint mark, it's 43G. But the condition, just for $1.35, I couldn't turn that down. Still has luster on it still, if you look in the right light. A 43, and it's a Denver mint. It's at least an AU 50, 55. I wouldn't say necessarily uncirculated, but it's up there. So there's a little bit of wear up there. And the bands are pretty much complete, believe it or not. I looked under some magnification, and if you look, the bands are pretty much there. Very nice bands, almost complete bands, but obviously it's you know, had its fair share of a little bit of circulation. So nice 30 or 43D. That'd be nice if it was a 40 or a 34D. So nice coin, definitely. Don't think it's ever been cleaned, so very nice Merc. And then this one was in there. I noticed this immediately through the case before I even, you know, asked to see the dime bin. That's part of the reason why I asked to see the dime bin. I saw this coin land reversed on one dime. I was thinking, hey, that better be a seated, because I pulled seateds out of that bin before. A couple seateds out of that bin before. I put a lot of Mercs out, and I flipped this one over, and it's a Barber, but hey, for $1.35 I picked up a 1915 Barber that I actually don't have for my dime collection. I have most of the team Barbers. I have a 16, a 14, I think a 13. I don't know if I have a 12 or an 11, but I think I have a 10. I'm not sure. I have a lot of the teen Barbers, the Philadelphias, so if I ever do decide to buy a book, which I'm not sure about, this will make a good filler piece for it. So at least a G4, G6. I want to say the obverse is at least a G4, and then the reverse is at least a G6 to VG7. But it's probably the G4 grade. It's pretty solid. And then the best coin, and like I said, I picked this one up last Sunday, and today is Tuesday, on the 27th of January. So it's been a good about 9 days I've had this coin. I didn't know this was what it was until I actually Googled it last night. And this is a random rupee coin. I found this in the foreign coin bin, picked it up for $0.25. Showed it to the Mr. K, and he thought it was interesting, but he didn't bother to go Google it or anything. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But it says Bala Rama Varma, and we all got a kick out of it because it sounds like a made-up language. It says Travankor, Shitra. I assume I'm pronouncing that right. Shitra. I assume there would be a little bit of like an accent with it because it's Indian. 1116, which I assume is the year, so it dates it right around 1940, I believe. Half rupee, and there's just a bunch of random writing on this thing. Completely random, and I like the reading on this coin. It's like a split. It's like a sandwich almost. If you look, there's like a read there, and then there's a couple dots in the middle, and there's like a little space and more dots, and then there's another read. So pretty interesting. With this coin, I googled it, did some googling on it, and Turns out I can't find a mintage. If any of you guys can find a mintage of this would be awesome. Turns out this is actually silver. Kind of has that look to it through the camera a little bit, but I don't think I did that drop test there. And I was looking at this last night, and I know my camera audio pretty much sucks with silver sounding, but I can tell you it's definitely the sound of silver. My trained ear can tell you that is definitely the sound of silver. I don't think I did drop test there. Yeah, this catalog's for right about a $20 coin. Right around this condition. I could probably get around 20 for it. I found on the Indian site of India's eBay, the one guy was selling it for, I think, like 4,450 rupees. I didn't realize I was on the Indian website when I found it, and I was like, $4,450? No way. I was kind of flipping out, and then I realized it was like .India or something like that, .ia or something like that. I was like, oh, dang it, screw me. But you know, probably could get about 20 for it. I'd assume the mintage is pretty low because it's like the first one I've ever seen, and there's not much on Google Images about it. So if you guys have a mintage figure, tell me. I'd assume it's probably under 100,000, but what do I know? So, alright guys, thanks guys for watching, and happy hunting, and I will see you guys later. Take care.